Good evening, this is Parent Effectiveness Coach Dr. Dave, and welcome to Parent Talk. One of the ways in which you can motivate your child is by teaching him a skill which will help him to have more control over his environment. One of such skills is decision making. So how do you teach decision making to your child? In other words, if you teach them decision making, which is a skill which will help them to have more control over their environment, that is a nice way of motivating them in general. So let's see how you can go about teaching decision making skill to your child. Let's assume that you have a child who is a teenager and he or she is not able to decide whether to smoke or not. Now the first thing which you need to tell them is, first of all, you have to tell them, make them sit across you, and then tell them, first write down all the short-term effects of smoking. Secondly, you tell them to write down all the middle-term effects of smoking. And thirdly, you tell them to write down all the long-term effects of smoking. They will not be able to do that on their own. So you might use your cell phone and help them to create a list of the long-term, middle-term and short-term effects of smoking, right? And then decide whether these long-term, middle-term and short-term effects are in coincidence with the values which they have. So for example, if you've taught them a value of good health, naturally the short-term, the middle-term and the long-term effects of smoking are in any case detrimental to the health. In no case would it be that short-term effects would be good and middle-term effects or long-term effects would be bad. In any case, all the effects would be bad. So in that case, then you tell them to make one decision. Out of these three short-term, middle-term and long-term effects, then you tell them what is your decision. So if they say, like suppose they want to smoke now. So you can tell them that if you smoke now, these are the short-term effects which you are likely to get, and then let them decide whether they want to smoke or not. And then they say, okay, fine, I want to smoke now, but I really want to know what is the middle-term effect of smoking. So then you show them that list and tell them that if not now, few months down the line, you'll be in trouble with your health. And then the long-term effects of getting cancer and other health problems related with cancer. So this will help them to make their own decision. And trust me, when you give them the information, they are more likely to make better, healthier, quicker and better decisions than you just telling them to do something or not do something. Once you start deciding for them, they are the ones who are rebellious by nature, and most likely they will not follow your advice. But when you lay open the cards before them, let them find out for themselves what is harmful, what is not, and let them decide on their own. 95% out of 100 is once they get this information, they are most likely to decide that they would not smoke. So I hope this little video will help you to also motivate your students and at the same time also help your child decision making skills. If you like this video, feel free to share it, to comment on it, to like it, or if you're watching this video on YouTube, do share this link to other parents so that they can also benefit by helping their teenager child. If you want to organize a kind of parenting workshop in your school, feel free to contact me on 99206 55464. I am based in Mumbai and I can do workshops in the adjacent states of Maharashtra. Thank you and good night.